Hi kids, it's Karen here with Singing Creek Educational Center, and I wanted to introduce you to a little herb that you often find growing around in neighborhoods and gardens. This is a favorite wild edible plant that I love to find in the grass at the park at Singing Creek, and this is my neighbor's yard right here. So what we're looking at, this beautiful little plant, is called sheep sorrel. And sheep sorrel is a soft, long green leaf, and it has kind of like two little bunny ears at the top of the leaf like this. So this is an edible green, as I said. You can pick it and put it in your salad or pop it in your mouth. I want to remind you though that you always need to ask an adult before you pick any wild plant and before you eat it. You want to make sure you don't accidentally eat something poisonous. A lot of plants are lookalikes to other plants. And also, this plant grows really low on the ground. So we want to be sure that it's not contaminated or sprayed with anything like any pesticides or any animal stuff. So what I do is I pick some of this and take it home and rinse it really well under cold running water before I eat it. And sheep sorrel tastes kind of lemony and tart, so it's really yummy and delicious. And as we go on our walk here today, we'll find some other yummy medicinal herbs. Make sure before you pick as well that you're not picking all of the plant. You just want to take a little bit. And make sure there's more than one plant. Like right here is a whole bunch of sheep sorrel. So I feel comfortable taking several leaves. But if there was just one plant and no others around, you'd want to make sure you maybe only took one leaf or just leave it there and look around and wait until you see more of the plant around. Brooke likes to eat plants too when we go out for a walk. Here she is eating some grass. Is that yummy, Brooke? I'd like to introduce you to another plant that you probably already have growing in your garden, or at least in your neighborhood if you live in the Pacific Northwest like I do. So this little plant is in the mint family, and this is called lemon balm. And lemon balm because it smells like lemon, and it's in the mint family. So one of the ways that you can tell a mint family plant is if you take a close look at the stem, and if you pick a little, if you have a lot of it in your garden, and it won't hurt it to pick a little, you will see that the stem is square, which is pretty neat. Most mint plants have a square stem. Let's see if I can show that to you. Let's see if we can get up close enough to see that. You might not be able to see it on this video, but it does have a little square stem and you can feel it with your fingers. So lemon balm has a pretty name. Her name is Melissa officinalis. So Melissa for short. So whenever you see lemon balm, you can introduce yourself to her and say, "Hello, Melissa," before you pick some. This is really good for tea. I like to take it home and make a fresh tea by putting it in a pot and pouring boiling water over it, maybe in a glass jar. Let it steep for a little bit and then drink it. It's really good for your tummy too. It helps if you have a tummy ache. So thank you very much, Melissa, for your wonderful healing herbal remedy. And it's also just a nice pretty thing to use in flower arrangements as well. Make sure that before you pick it, you make sure you have a lot of it growing like I do here, so that you're not destroying the plant. And if you're picking it like this, we're in an alley behind my house, you're going to want to wash it first before you make tea out of it, just in case there's been anything, you know, in case an animal's come by or something like that. All right, enjoy, Melissa. I'd like to introduce you to another sweet little herb, a little edible plant. This is called chickweed. And chickweed is a really small little plant. You can see it's kind of like, grows long like a vine, has really pretty little green leaves. These are very tasty. And chickweed gets little white flowers, and it's called Stellaria media. Stellaria it refers to stars, so it's called Little Star Lady. So chickweed is delicious put in salads, or you can munch it right off the stem. And remember, as always, not to pick the plant if there's only one there, if there aren't a whole bunch of them around. And ask a grown-up first to make sure that you're picking and eating the right thing. You don't want to accidentally pick something that looks like it but isn't. Be careful, kids. If you see something that looks like chickweed, but the flowers are orange, do not eat it. That's a toxic look-alike plant called scarlet pimpernel. Here's a picture of it. Another toxic look-alike is a young common spurge, and it often grows in patches of chickweed. To tell the difference between the two, look for a line of white hairs on the stem, which chickweed is known for. Also, spurge grows on an erect stalk and doesn't sprawl along the ground like chickweed. One way to distinguish between the two is to break the stem. If you break the stem of spurge, you'll see a white sap, whereas chickweed does not have any. So if you see scarlet pimpernel, do not eat it or pick it. It looks very similar to chickweed. Here's a beautiful flowering plant that I like to grow in the gardens at Singing Creek and at my house. This is chamomile, and chamomile makes a wonderful tea that helps you sleep better at night and helps calm you and relax you when you're feeling stressed out. Take a close look at the flower. You want to make sure that you are picking the right plant and not a look-alike, and always make sure you ask an adult first.